What's up, Transformers? I am back with a new movie review, and we are talking about a new movie. It is Nimona, and it is available now over on Netflix. And it's the film based on an N.D. Stevenson comic book by the same name, and the film is directed by Nick Bruno, Troy Quay, and it stars Chloe Grace Moretz as Nimona. Let's see, Riz Ahmed as Ballister Boldheart. Man, that's tricky to say. And Eugene Lee Yang, let's see, as Ambrosius Golden Loin. And that is a name, isn't it? And the funny thing about Golden Loin, I'll get started on this, is it takes it deadly serious as it has its name. There's no stupid jokes about it. Which I feel like makes it funnier to me. Alright, so anyway, the basic gist of this is, let's see, Ballister is a commoner in this universe, which is really interesting because it's built out of kind of like sci-fi fantasy meets medieval fantasy. And it's a really nice aesthetic I see every so often. I really like the way it's done here. Where it's almost as if, like, you know, like old, you know, fantasy European style never ended, and that the monarchy never ended. And we are told, like, Ballister is the first knight ever to be not of noble blood. And noble blood basically comes from essentially this one woman who was the greatest hero of the country, and that she saved them all from monsters, and now they have this giant wall that keeps them all out. And it seems like they base a lot of their class system on this one woman that existed 1,000 years ago, and it seems that their whole like system is like built around it. So anyway, Ballister is like a pretty big deal, and he has a boyfriend who is Golden Loin, who is a ancestor of her, by the way, and he is about to be knighted in this giant like stadium, like a sports stadium and stuff like that. But surprise, surprise, when the queen like gives him his sword, the sword lights up and shoots a laser out, killing her. Right in front of everybody, including Ballister's boyfriend, Golden Loin, and it's not great. Nobody defends him. Nobody considers that maybe he was set up. Nobody is on his side. When he runs, he is hiding out and trying to figure out like how to prove his innocence until he gets a knock on his door, and it's this crazy-ass red-headed short girl full of energy and sharp teeth, a Nimona, and she wants to be his sidekick. Not boss, but sidekick, because she thinks like, hey, this guy's got it going on. He's evil, I'm evil, let's do it. But big problem is, he's not evil, he's not a bad guy. He wants to prove his innocence, and she's like, yeah, whatever, let's kill people. And he was like, no, I need to go prove. Well, and she's like, well, you know, doing what you need to do is fighting the knights and causing crime, so okay, let's go. She forces herself onto his plans, and very soon he discovers that she is a shapeshifter, and a very good one. And it's kind of funny because she has this attitude of this kind of, she kind of doesn't give a shit. She thinks everything's funny, and you just realize that she thinks everything's funny because she is practically indestructible. So like fighting knights and just regular people is just like a walk in the park, and she does not care. She beats the shit out of people left and right. Not to mention he's a pretty good fighter himself, and he is doing his best not to fight these people because he believes these people are his family and his allies, and he wants to prove himself righteous. So he is trying very hard not to fight them, but good lord, it keeps happening. Alright, so I don't want to go too far into spoilers as far as how this film ends. But I will say what's interesting is it starts out as a mystery as who killed the queen and framed Ballister, and the the mystery is resolved pretty quickly in the film, halfway through. And what's interesting to me about that is it really kind of sets the story off in a different direction. Like, okay, we found out who the killer is. It's the director, who is a high, I don't know how where she is in this monarchy setup, but she is a high-ranking official who basically seems to like she's taking over after the queen, maybe as like a temporary head of state until like they're able to figure out the next queen or king. And she is played by Frances Conroy, and a very cold performance, by the way. And the what's interesting is afterwards they're able to. I guess I can go into the good. This is I'll get into the good stuff in just a minute. Essentially, what they do is they find out that her plans. They figure it out. They catch her on camera. They do that thing you always see where they catch her on camera confessing her crimes, and they're going, okay, great. They upload it to the internet, and they get people riled up. But she explains herself, and then there's a lot of people who believe her, and it's really interesting and kind of realistic where, not everybody turns on a dime the second something like that happens. I mean, good Lord, she basically says fake news. And she's able to get a lot of people on her side again, including Goldenloin, who doesn't trust Ballister the whole movie. Not the best boyfriend. So, that actually advances the problems even further, and I'm not going to go, how we go from there. But good Lord, what an interesting even before we get to Act 3, we get to this situation where usually when they capture the bad guy confessing on film, that's the end of the movie. That's the end of this episode, and no, it actually just increases the situations, and it brings me to some of the good things. First off, I think the story, like I mentioned, is really fascinating and very short film. This is like an hour and 40 or something like that, and makes a lot of good on its time. It's a movie that moves, and its animation really reflects that. It's very fast-paced. Nimona is a very energetic character who is shape-shifting left and right into different creatures here and there, and can even shape-shift into people. There's a lot of good humor back and forth. There's wonderful chemistry between Nimona and Ballister that really carries the film, I think. And you really feel terrible for both of them. Initially for Ballister, but also increasingly for Nimona as you discover more and more about her. And the voice acting is quite good. Everybody sounds like they're having a lot of fun playing these roles. Let's see. I did want to get into some of the misses on the film, and they're very, very minor, and they mostly relate to "Give Me More." Essentially, what I'm saying is we do some interesting world building as an interesting universe to look at, but we don't really get too much detail and background on its development as well as its class system. Let's see, like I said, Ballister and Goldenloin are boyfriends, but they do seem to be keeping that on the down low. And I don't know if it's that maybe a LGBT plus are frowned upon in this universe, or is it the class system? It's maybe not so much like a same-sex couple. It's like, oh no, a nobleman and a nobleman, no way. That could be, what's going on here, and I actually kind of leaning towards maybe that. But some of the animation in some backgrounds I feel like are a little less shaded. I think they made cuts where they needed to be, and when you think about the background of this film and how it was like shut down once or twice during the production, and it didn't look like it was even going to get released, I think I can forgive anything that looks maybe weak here and there in the background. So that's kind of all I have to say about that. Oh, and to be honest, most of my complaints are basically give me more. So I'm going to give this film a strong, almost 5, but I'm going to give it a very strong 4 out of 5 Ram chips. I enjoyed the heck out of this. This is a pretty fun film. I probably will revisit it from time to time, and especially if they make sequels and such, which I think that might happen actually. But I really do dig it. It's very like emotional and funny and pretty action-packed. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens in this movie. So if you are a fan of Stevenson's work or like She-Ra, or if you just enjoy like a really fast-paced film, like some of the films we've seen recently, this kind of like reminds me of. So I would definitely give it 4 out of 5, almost 5, very close. But I liked it a lot. So what did you, the viewers at home, think? You can let me know in the comments below. You can find me all over the place. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr. I'm still at Twitter for the time being, although you can find me on Threads. And I'm on Blue Sky, although I don't know how you can follow me on Blue Sky. I'm still working that out. But yeah, I'm on the Threads, so... I have one foot out the door on the Twitter stuff. Also, you can support this channel and Manos Publishing at Patreon, just $1 a month. You can tell me, hey, stuff is good. Leave me a comment below if you want to talk about what you liked, or if you want to see Nimona. You can click, what's that, sub? If you're a sub, it's fine with me. But you can either sub the channel or hit the notification bell. For all things Manos, you can find me here. So I think that's it for now. Push the button, Lindsay.